There's a new PlatinumWoW video. We are all here, Sam. Oh, of course we are. Of course we are. But as the new Asmongold of the morning, you know my intro has to be long. Long and hard intro. That's how I roll. We got one thing to watch. It's 9 minutes. It's 9 minutes. I know you guys are ready. I know the hunters want their bow. I know you guys are ready to fucking do it. Oh, I grabbed the flask. I didn't grab it. It's okay. I got 67 flasks. Okay, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. We got a PlatinumWoW video to watch. I want to check on it. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Okay? Don't you worry. It's going to be a good video. Promise it's worth the wait. We're going to get this. Yeah, hell yeah, we are. We're going to kill Sylvanas right after this video. But let's check this baby out.
In World of Warcraft Wrath of the Lich King Classic, one of the enemies that sticks out from the rest are the Drakkari trolls, located within the zone of Zul'Drak.
Okay.
These frost trolls have an extensive and tragic history that spans over thousands of years, and you'll be surprised how powerful they once were compared to how desperate and evil they have become. So let me explain them.
Hold on. Powerful and now desperate and evil. Isn't that like a theme of all trolls? I feel like trolls have gotten wrecked in World of Warcraft. Completely wrecked. Their entire storyline is how they were one of the greatest empires and strongest in all of Azeroth, and they've just gotten the shit rocked out of them. And the only ones who were still great were the Zandalari trolls. We basically exploded their entire fleet, raided their city, killed their king, and completely fucked them up. Trolls get wrecked in this game.
Lore. I'm PlatinumWoW, and here is my interpretation
Same
of the
with
ancient
ZG.
history of the Drakkari
Wrecked.
trolls, their rise to power, and their inevitable downfall, and how you, the players,
Because power
helped cause
corrupts.
it.
It's a good point, Dave.
16,000 years ago.
Holy shit. That's a lot of numbers.
All of the troll tribes were once the strongest civilization in
what I was
all
saying.
of ancient Kalimdor. They united in a war against the old god minions called the Aekir. This battle was called the Aekir and Troll War. Yeah, very creative, huh? Anyways, the Gurubashi, Amani, and Drakkari tribes united under the command of the Zandalari tribe and formed the Empire of Zul.
Right.
Together, these trolls fought side by side and easily pushed back the old god threat.
Strong ass trolls, man. Gahoon.
And although this battle was
Killed.
won and the Aekir were pushed out of Zandalar, the war was not over. The three tribes were sent out by the Zandalari to fight the retreating Aekir that spread across the different corners of Azeroth.
I did not
If the
have this.
tribes were to be victorious, the Zandalari promised that they could permanently settle in these new locations. And the Drakkari trolls were the ones that lost the coin flip and had to travel all the way up north to the frozen wasteland.
They got fucked. They had to go to Northrend.
In the tundra, the Drakkari battled against the remaining Aekir. A surprising new enemy they had to face were the corrupted Tol'vir called Obsidian Destroyers, humongous titan creations made of solid stone.
Okay.
These would be a fatal threat to many, but the Drakkari had cut their teeth on countless battles before, and the Obsidian Destroyers would be no match for their ingenious tactics.
It be dying time now.
The animations of these are so good.
Okay, with the Aekir and the Obsidian Destroyers defeated, the Drakkari and all the other troll tribes flourished across Kalimdor. Over the next 15,000 years, the Frost Trolls built their kingdom of Zul'Drak,
Yep,
even
yep.
pushed into the lands of Grizzly Hills to the south.
Best
Within
zone
their
in the
new
game.
sprawling kingdom, the Drakkari heavily worshipped a variety of different animal gods called the Loa, like all troll cultures.
Yeah.
All across their empire, there were shrines dedicated to each one of these mythical beasts that would grant them powers when praised and given offerings. The Frost Trolls settled as a powerful force in Northrend for most of the continent's history, until... yeah, you know what.
Oh yeah. The Scourge.
The Lich King had stirred from his hibernation, and all of a sudden, an unrelenting wave of Scourge at his disposal hit the Drakkari fast and hard. Each troll death would only add another soldier to the Scourge's ranks.
Oh wait,
It's
that's what these guys are? I never realized that. We've seen these models in game, but I never really realized they're the Drakkari trolls. Well, that's cool. There's some lore behind that.
There needs to be a blue post on the forums talking about nerfing Death Knights because this is just ridiculous. In fact, the entire Scourge is ridiculous. Like, how can the Drakkari even compete? They have unending waves of soldiers, one of the biggest NPCs in all of Wrath of the Lich King, who is stitched together with the flesh of storm giants and floating necropolises that are literally flying fortresses of death and destruction. One of the first major defeats for the Drakkari was Drakkari Keep. Outside of the keep, there is a constant flow of fleeing trolls, and inside, there is an all-out slaughter, and each slain troll is raised into a death by invading necromancers.
That's a cool thing, though.
As players progress through the dungeon, they'll fight the third boss, called King Dread, in the courtyard, who has an interesting backstory.
These animations are cool. Holy crap.
This hulking Devilosaur was found by a troll hunting party and seemed to be thriving off of the Scourge Plague. Perhaps this beast could hold the antidote to the curse. So the Drakkari captured him, but before they can make any sort of alchemical breakthrough, we murder him. Because the staff of the Great Reptile and the Stable Master's breeches...
We do this with everything. It doesn't matter what its story is, we're gonna kill it. I can't believe the dragons are even letting us go to the Dragon Isles, considering how many dragons we've literally genocided every freaking dragon in the game.
Are some of my best onslaught items, so no hard feelings, right? When players travel further up the keep, they'll find the last remaining living Drakkari desperately trying to fight back the Scourge, and the final boss is a troll who has been transformed by the powers of the Loa, and then raised into undeath.
An undead Loa. Oh shit, never realized that.
I think it's safe to say, Drakkari Keep is a lost cause. But nearby the sacked keep is the Argent Stand. Now this is where the champions of the Argent Crusade are fighting the same enemies as the Drakkari. Although it's never explicitly stated, I'm sure if given the chance, the Argent Crusade probably would have helped the trolls.
Maybe.
I bet they'd be all like,
racist.
Look guys, we are the Argent Crusade, an order of peace who accept Horde, Alliance, and even gnomes into our ranks, and only want to defeat evil. By the light, that was so uncalled for. But the Drakkari trolls are just so prideful and so stubborn, they attack everyone and everything on sight without hesitation. I mean, I kinda would be too. Just think about it for a second. You are an empire of trolls who once defeated the biggest threats on Azeroth and created an entire civilization that thrived for thousands of years in the harshest conditions. Only to be suddenly defeated by a bunch of brain-dead zombies that came out of nowhere.
They probably did think they could help.
But the Drakkari are so aggressive and so unhinged that they have even started attacking other trolls who they once called their allies. The Zandalari trolls have established a small little outpost called Zim Torga, which is constantly being assaulted by Drakkari. But let's be clear, the Zandalari are not here to help them. Oh, no. They're doomed. They're just here to recover some Drakkari artifacts and preserve history before the Frost Trolls destroy it all in their insane lust for power. You see, all across the zone of Zul'Drak, the shrines dedicated to the Loa gods have been left in ruin, defiled by either the Scourge or the Drakkari, who have sapped their strength for their own selfish survival.
Wow, that's fucked up.
The city of Gundrak is the heart of their betrayal against the gods they once worshipped.
Shit. I feel like there's gonna be consequences for those actions.
Deep within the city, we can see the empowered Drakkari who have found new, overwhelming strength from sacrificing their gods and harvesting their power for their own nefarious needs. Some of the gods the Drakkari have slain or enslaved include the likes of snake, bear, serpent, leopard, alpaca, chicken.
Alpaca.
And they did try to sacrifice the
Chicken.
mammoth god, but he willingly blew himself up instead of being sacrificed.
Good on him.
If you venture to the altar of Mamtoth, you can find the giant crater
No way.
where he blew himself.
See, I love this kind of shit. Who would have known that this crater had any significance? I sure as hell didn't. But now we know it's a Loa who freaking exploded himself rather than being taken alive.
Up. Like I mentioned earlier, their capital city of Gundrak is the heart of the Loa god's sacrifice. Players will need to travel into the dungeon and slay these power-hungry trolls who have gone off the deep end of insanity and try not to get impaled on a rhino's horn in the process. Overall, Zuldrak does an amazing job at illustrating the unfortunate collapse of one of Azeroth's strongest empires and the destruction the Lich King and his Scourge army can bring, even to a powerful empire like the
They never had a
Drakkari
chance,
trolls.
man.
If
Never
we
had a
don't stop the
chance.
Lich King, all of the zones will look like Zuldrak. Rotten, depressing, and hopeless.
Get into Classic and
But
stop
that's
him.
not the case just yet, and there are tons of other places to explore, enemies to defeat, and loot to obtain in Wrath of the Lich King Classic.
Yes, yes. Get in there. Get in there and play it, because we have to stop the Lich King. We have to stop him, because stopping him once wasn't enough. You got to do it again in Classic. That's it. You know, the Lich King, everyone wondered, how could the Lich King come back? The only way. We brought him back from the undead to play Classic.